Sure. All right.
Just magically appeared in front of you,
So,
right?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
because I do believe that we were all under the impression as we're going through this, that one of those marijuana articles would be related to the ban from the 28th. But there is questions, as everyone has different, I guess, views or opinions or questions of what it was specifically. I would ask that we keep the placeholder on the warrant for it and ask the town administrator to go back to that meeting to get the precise wording of what was exactly said so that we can have the correct bylaw, whether it is a ban on recreational, is it recreational and medicinal, what were the precise words that we were going for so we can have that correct and put on the warrant correct, as it was intended.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Singer.
Is there any, is that a motion or?
Yes.
Okay.
Second.
What's the motion?
To
Show you
leave a
the fucking-
placeholder on the warrant for a potential marijuana ban so that we can have Town Administrator Craver go back to the meeting of the 28th and research exactly what the wording was so that we have the correct intent and wording put on the warrant as an article.
Okay, so Ms. Craig, do you have something?
I think that you don't meet again before I have to post this warrant, so I'm not
We would have
comfortable.
to, we would have to have a
You'd
special
have to.
meeting.
So can we come together prior?
Yeah.
When do we have to post it?
Or can we have the,
Thought
can we
I had
walk
that
out
in
of
there.
here, and I'll ask if I can always change the motion. Can we walk out of here tonight with the placeholder, simply directing the town administrator to fill that with the wording that was specified at the meeting on the 28th? Can we do it that way?
Mr. Silverstein? Mr. Silverstein?
I think I may have, my phone won't go back that far on email, but I think I may have provided, that was at, what was the date of that?
August 28th.
August 28th.
That was the meeting. I'm not sure what happened after that.
So it would have been within the following week. I may have emailed you sample language for such an article. I have it in my mind. A lot has happened since then, but I have it in my mind that I might have done that.
Is that the language you brought in, you were working on and you brought in, and that's what we didn't go with? Is that correct? Am I thinking, now am I throwing something else in there, because I know it's late? You know, you
Yeah,
brought it
you're looking at
forward,
me, I'm
and
not
and you had
sure.
worked on it, and then we said no to that and yes to the other language.
So,
That was my understanding, yes, because you made the motion, Joe, not to go, we brought it up, and we didn't go with what I think everyone was working on just prior to the meeting. But we did vote on something, because I remember you looking at me making a comment saying, we have to do this, it protects us.
Okay.
So it was not, you follow where I'm coming
Ms.
from?
Craig has something.
I was the one that recommended the zoning ban.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, there was not litigation. If I was to say now, I would ask you not to put it on. I have some concerns. I would recommend that you meet in executive session and have a conversation with town council, and then you can vote to come back out, and then take your vote on whether or not you wish to put it on. I am not comfortable stating the concerns that I have regarding putting on a zoning ban publicly at this point, but you have plans to talk with the attorney in executive session. I would recommend that you have that conversation there before you put the zoning ban on.
But does that not violate the open meeting law? Because we're not,
I would recommend that you, when you take a vote to go into executive session, that you're going in under litigation for VGG. And I would recommend that instead of taking the vote to come out to only adjourn, that you come out back to regular meeting and anyone can stay for that part.
And I'm not going to be here for
But
the
it's
executive session
VGG.
or that part.
We will honor your, unless it's something that's crazy.
but that isn't VGG specific. That's my point. It may affect VGG, but that is not VGG specific. That is
I thought
something for
VG
the entire town.
I thought VGG was grandfathered under the old zoning bylaw, so
Well,
any
that's-
type of October bylaw, if the assumption holds true, that VGG is grandfathered, then this should have no impact on them whatsoever.
Again, I would be uncomfortable to expand on that, but there is a question. I'll
But,
just
and
say
I
that.
just, I want to make sure we can legally talk about that in executive session.
It is regarding litigation.
So could we go into executive session briefly and come back out to talk about it?
You can.
Sure.
That would make sense.
I would move that we enter an executive session then under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, for reason number 3 to do, is it reason number 3?
Reason number 1 and number 3.
Well,
Or just
I
number
mean,
3.
we're just talking about VGG.
Okay, then that's 3.
Number
You
3.
have to- you have to excuse yourself.
Yeah.
It is posted that way.
Right, well, we're not,
Mhm.
okay.
Well, they
Doing
can,
it
they can
again.
change it as posted now because of information that's happened during the meeting. So they can now go into executive session and come back out for the purposes of continuing the meeting. But they need to speak with the, yes, we are.
Yeah, we're talking about litigation. Yeah, well, there's another reason on there that's irrelevant to this case. To discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body for potential litigation / Valley Green Road Development Agreement. If the chair declares an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiation position of the public body, and to return to open session for continuing on with the agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in.
Discussion?
Any discussion? Okay. Karen?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay.
You haven't lived, you've had midnight meetings. I'm gonna hang out in the hall.
Thank you. We're back again out of executive session into regular session. So, go ahead, Joe. Do you have something?
Don't put it on me.
Absolutely.
We're still discussing old business, number 1, a review of articles where we're discussing, including the placeholder Mr. Craver put on the warrant. And I'm still in favor of keeping our promise and our vote before of including that on the special town
Is
meeting
that a
warrant.
motion?
It's, does that need a motion?
Yeah, we're gonna need motion, but, just before we move any further, what about the language in this?
Language, didn't we have?
If you
has to
vote
say-
that, I will check my email. I think Jonathan said he sent something.
Yeah, so using the language that was previously prepared. So I'll make that a motion to include that on the special town meeting warrant.
A second?
A second? Okay, there's a motion, a second. Any discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's it?
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, so now we need to take up closing the warrant.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Do I have a motion to close the warrant for,
Mr. Chair, I
Mr.
move
Safarova.
that we close the special town meeting warrant.
is there a second?
Second.
Hearing,
Discussion.
motion, a second. We have any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, just to specify, obviously, pending confirmation of all new language and review by Finance Committee and Town Council.
Okay.
Of course.
What's that?
I'm sorry, I was looking. It didn't come through. The other ones didn't either.
It's okay.
It's all right.
We have it, we have, we
Didn't.
we have the information we need.
Okay, so from there, where are we?
The sample language, I believe.
Committee report?
Yep.
Was there any more discussion on special town meeting?
I believe so. Trying to find my agenda.
Here?
I found it. Yeah,
We'll be
Warm.
meeting before the special town meeting, yes? Did we ever consider meeting on site or just,
For, over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're better off in here, just, and then reconvening over there, just in case there's something that we need data from here. We haul a lot of stuff over as it is.
yeah? Well, one of the things I observed, because I know you were a little late for our own meeting, and I know you were in a long line out there, if there's a way to expedite getting us in to the venue so we could be up on stage, because You follow what I'm saying? Standing in
Oh,
the
yeah.
long lines.
Yeah,
and
I
think
never had
they're
that issue before.
Yeah, neither have I.
But, you
I
know,
think that was,
I was allowed to be friendly, someone said here, but seriously.
Oh, you cut the line?
Shh. With permission, someone pulled me in.
We're at
No, but I
open
mean,
meeting.
it makes sense that we somehow get early admittance.
So we can start the meeting. That
we
makes
can
sense.
ask,
Yes.
we can ask the town clerk
Yeah.
to, if it's getting close to
I usually
time.
don't ask for such perks, but
No,
I mean,
no.
this makes
Yeah.
sense.
Committee reports?
Yes,
None?
yes.
Yes? Okay, Karen?
Just a couple of things. I did attend the Central Mass Regional Planning Committee meeting, and Robin, you're probably familiar with this little guy here. So,
May have seen him in the office.
yes, yes. A lot of talk was about actually the 2020 federal census, more of that in the future. I also attended a Selectmen's Association meeting in Leicester. It was very informative. And then finally, I just wanted to announce the Solar Moratorium Review Committee meeting did meet. We divided up tasks, organized, and I apologize, I had some notes that were specific, and maybe, actually, I don't want to put Robin on the spot, but I know she's probably versed in this. Some worrisome news that we had heard about is the pending legislation. You know how we thought we were going to maybe it would be a windfall, whatever, for the taxes that would be receiving with the large ground-mounted solar arrays, and there's some entities are getting abatements, and I don't know if you want to elaborate on that. I can, at the next meeting, when I look at my notes, but are you familiar, or do you have any updates regarding, and I apologize, because I am putting you on the spot, but if you don't have it memorized, I will,
Not a problem.
but it is important.
It is very important, and there was legislation that was supposed to clear up the question on whether or not the large solar arrays were taxable versus the smaller ones, which I believe the language was made for, where solar was put on individual residents and houses, and they had blocked the towns from being, all of a sudden jacking up their property, and having that not taxed. That legislation, I have asked the MMA to start looking at where that is. As you know, I'm the chair of the Energy and Environmental Policy Committee. So we have put that on our agenda for the next meeting. They're supposed to be bringing me some information back. But it is a concern, and I think that the Board of Assessors here in Charlton have recognized the amount of revenue that we may lose because one of our solar arrays has challenged the Board of Assessors tax and said that they believe that they are exempt.
And I do believe in other towns, this is what's problematic, is they did challenge and they did win. So, and we have residents, again, we have residents out there willing to help maybe push some of this along or talk to our legislators. So let's, if we can keep them involved, I'm sure they can be
The
helpful,
issue
too.
is that the towns won at the ATB board, which is an adjudicatory administrative level review. So none of those three towns had the desire to take it to court and challenge it. I think we have decided that we're going to take it all the way.
We as a board, when we, I believe the Board of Assessors and the chief assessor came and talked to us about this. We as a board had decided that we were gonna move forward with defending, or telling them to do whatever they had to do, because it is a large sum of money. But anybody out there, Karen, please, let them know.
And I will give you information as I find out so that you can spread it out.
And if we can
Absolutely.
post anything like that so we can stay informed, but we did discuss that, so, again, it was, and we still have to, we're gonna have another meeting, October 30th, 7:30, we still have to find out if we can use this room or whatever, but, so, just wanted to announce that, and that's it for me.
Thank you. Robin?
I love seeing the thing blue.
He's going back now.
The town administrator's report, gas distribution system. I continue to work on the goal of setting a natural gas system available to Charlton. As you know, it's been on your goals for at least 3 years. Not only have we had conversations with North Star and Liberty Gas, I met with special counsel and am waiting for a draft letter of interest, which is akin to an RFP, and I'll keep you updated as that moves forward. Cable renegotiation, the Cable Committee and I met with Attorney Bill August from Epstein and August to discuss the upcoming renegotiation of the cable contract. We must hold an ascertainment hearing, and we'll be proposing it for your October 23rd meeting.
Thank you.
Conflict of interest workshop, I'd like to thank Mary Devlin for her work to get the Ethics Division to come and provide a training to appointed and elected officials. We had about 40 participants between the two sessions. She is now working on getting a training set up for the open meeting law. Recreational staff, Todd Gerard has approached me, and his duties as conservation agent are expanding, giving the new stormwater management's new MS4 permit requirements. He has asked that he be relieved of the Recreational Commission duties. Sue Gelb, the administrative assistant for the zoning board, is interested in the position, and we have tentatively agreed that we would be asking the board for a $2,000 annual stipend based on 8 hours a month. I have asked them to provide me with letters from the Conservation Commission and the Recreation Commission that this arrangement would be acceptable. I should have more information for you at your next meeting on that. The Finance Committee met last week and discussed holding a joint meeting with the board. I have, when I have more information on that date, I'll let you know. And I did hand out their goals and objectives that they'll be going over next week, tomorrow night. Economic Development Commission, we continue to have difficulty in scheduling a meeting where a majority can meet. This was the second time there's not been a quorum. I put out a doodle poll in hopes of finding a date and time to get the commission back on track. They are excited about some of the things that they would like to do. Some things include a new economic development study, attending or hosting a business breakfast, creating some new branding for Charlton, and attend opportunities to get the word out about Charlton. As you know, I am on the SED Steering Committee for Southern Worcester County, and last week we finished the SED's report. It will now go to the Worcester Chamber of Commerce for approval, and then to Congress McGovern to get our area designated. The first objective will be to create an economic development organization, or as they call EDO, for Southern Worcester County. And lastly, dangerous trees. Seth Lemansky, our tree warden, has let us know that there are dangerous tree branches at 83 Sunset Drive. He asked permission to remove them since they are on town property. I have given him the okay and expect the cost to be $400 to $600.
Okay,
And he did assure me they were on town property.
okay.
Thank you.
With regards to dangerous trees, are they going out and surveying prior to winter arriving?
National Grid, I guess I'll do this in a couple of answers. National Grid has been very proactive, and we will continue to work with our representative for them to do their check on wires. Seth Lemansky also goes out and takes a look, and the residents are, as the tree warden, residents are encouraged to contact him or the highway department. And the highway department, as they find trees, will let Seth know, or the police department know. So there's several different ways that we find out about dangerous trees.
So if residents have what they consider dangerous trees hanging over the wires or near the wires, they can contact the town tree warden?
They can.
Okay.
If it's over wires, they should contact National Grid.
Okay,
If it's in the town's right-of-way, then they should contact us.
okay, very good, thank you.
Other business?
Other business,
Facilities technician?
we finished this afternoon, so that's why it is under other business for you today. For the facilities technician position, the town of Charlton has posted and advertised per applicable personnel bylaws and accepted applications. 13 applications were received, with the top 5 interviewed by Human Resource Director Kurt Meskis and myself. We are recommending the board appoint Thomas LaRose as the facilities technician to start on a mutually agreeable date, pending the completion of a successful background check. We started the background checks. I'm asking you tonight to consider this because you don't meet for another 2 weeks, and we'd like to get this person on board as soon as possible. Selection criteria was used based on specific posted job requirements for education, credentials, experience, skills, and abilities in a formal ranking system. Mr. LaRose ranked in the highest category, and his interview supported a good fit, both now and to develop the department. Thomas brings to the table a wide range of trade skills from construction that will be valuable with the maintenance of the building, has experience with vendors and contractors projects, cleaning experience, strong customer service, work ethic, and is safety conscious. In short, he possesses all the necessary skills and personality to be successful in this position, take on the facilities work, and grow the department. Due to his extensive skills and experience, I recommend he be hired at $24 per hour.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Safarowicz?
I move that we appoint Mr. LaRose as the facilities technician,
Second,
Pending,
pending a background check.
thank you.
as recommended.
Okay. We have a motion, a second, any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I have one other thing on the other business. This concerns Masonic Home Road and the water line extension. And what I'd like to ask the town administrator to do would be to send a note down to the Water and Sewer Commission, whose bailiwick this is, to look at the feasibility of extending it past the current police station and to the new site of the public safety building. And that is based on the fact that we're opening the road currently under a contract, a unit contract with Mobile Exxon, and that might be cheaper for us to do that way, or it might be cheaper for us to do it afterwards, you know, with our own contractor. I'd like the Water and Sewer Commission to tell us which way they would want to do it, and then we would tell them where we would come up with the money.
I've had a conversation with the superintendent and asked him that same thing. He told me that he was going to have Chris McClure run the numbers for the commission, and I did ask him if he would have the commission make a recommendation.
Excellent.
So do you want me to write another letter?
I'd
or
just write a little
piece?
note to him, just to
Okay,
put it in
follow up?
writing. Please.
Absolutely.
Thank you. As long as the board agrees.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good due diligence.
All right, Mr. Safarowicz. I think we're ready. for
No
the
other
motion.
business?
No other business.
All right, I move that we enter executive session under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, for reasons, number one, to discuss the reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health rather than professional competence of an individual, and reason number three, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body, potential litigation for Valley Green Grove Development Agreement, if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiation position of the public body, and return to open session for the purpose of adjourning.
Second,
The chair so declares. There's a motion, a second. Any discussion? Karen?
Aye.
Deb?
aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Executive session and then come out to adjourn.
Yep.
Thank you. Billy, thank you.